Joining us now via Skype from Tokyo is Matt Alt, who's been living in that city for 8 years. Matt, good morning. First, describe for us what happened to you in your home.
Oh, it was a terrifying sensation. The only way I could describe it is like a sustained sense of vertigo. The entire floor was shaking, almost like a carnival ride or something like that, only you never knew when it was going to stop. And it only lasted for about a minute or so, but I can tell you it felt a lot longer than that.
Were you able to stand up at that point? Did you hit the floor?
No, what happened actually was when it first hit, my wife and I went outside, and then when the quake really hit, it was so strong, and the undulation of the earth was so powerful that we actually had to kind of hang on to the outside of our house, and eventually we had to crouch down almost like in a little ball to keep from falling over.
You paint a terrifying picture, quite frankly. You've lived there for 8 years. Japan is known for earthquakes. They know how to deal with them. But how does this compare to anything else you've experienced?
Well, this was nothing like I've ever experienced. And to be honest, it's very little like anything Japan has ever experienced before. The last major earthquake in 1923, the Great Kanto earthquake, which leveled the entire city, was only a 7.9. This was 8.8, so we're talking about something that was literally a level of magnitude different than anything that has really come before. It was really a scary experience for everybody involved.
Have you been out in the neighborhood at all? Do you have any sense of the damage in Tokyo?
Well, Tokyo is very fortunate in that it's a very technologically advanced sort of place, and there are a lot of systems here in place to lessen the impact of earthquakes. So although there are sporadic fires, and there's a lot of issues in the city, for instance, the trains have been stopped, and a lot of people are stranded downtown, but actual damage is fairly minimal, which is we're all very grateful for. It's up north where the real devastations happen.
And how much information are you getting in terms of that devastation up north?
Most of what the phones are jammed, and there's very little information being exchanged by phone. So people are dependent on the television and also largely on social networking services like Twitter, which people are using to exchange information. Fortunately, although the phones cut out, the internet never stopped working the entire time, and that's allowed us all to keep in touch with each other, check on friends and family and things like that.
And so have you been able to get through to friends and family?
Yes, fortunately, my wife's father, we went and checked in on him, and he's doing fine, and her sister and her children, they're all doing very well. So we're, once again, very fortunate here in Tokyo that there haven't been more casualties.
And but you are still feeling aftershocks, is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be kind of a dicey evening, I think. Darkness has fallen over the city right now, which kind of adds this whole new layer to this. And there have been regular aftershocks. There were 4 major ones immediately after the first tremor, and then uncountable small ones. And so I think a lot of people are going to be sleeping with their jackets and their shoes near their beds tonight, just in case they have to make a hasty exit.
That's if they're able to fall asleep, of course. Matt Alt, really appreciate you taking some time for us and describing it in such great detail. Thank you.